of interns against the doctors who have completed school, and she was saying that medical interns earn 200,000 Kenyan shillings at least, and that a new doctor excuse me, will be earning 104,000 Kenyan shillings, which is less than what interns earn in the industry. And guys have come out to, call these facts as false and say that it's actually not factual information that she was giving during the interview. And other issues have come up, even as, she's ruffled feathers on this payment issue. Some of the things guys have brought about, is the unemployment issue that doctors are facing. Some of them have completed school, they're still not been posted anywhere, and they're not able to do any work yet, and not able to earn any money. And then other things that have come up is, the post and pay medical interns. Guys are saying that, there are several guys who've actually finished school, they're waiting to be posted for internship, and they haven't been posted anywhere. And then, of course, now the value of the education, the medicine used to be a very prestigious course, still is, and we have so many people taking this course and they're not able to even land an internship to be able to progress their education. So they end up taking a longer time in school, and even after finishing school, some of them go out looking for these jobs and they're not able to find them. Other issues that came up was arrears in payment of doctors. There's just a lot of feathers ruffled around this payment issue and what the Health CS had mentioned during that interview. But largely, by and large, guys have come out to say that this is not factual information, and she may need to get on the ground and just walk around with these people, talk to them, and figure out what exactly the issues are, because what was represented is not necessarily what is true on the ground.
Right, Asha. Of course, another story that we're looking at is Kenya has sent a plane full of food to Somalia as a form of donation. What do you know about that story?
Yeah, so this is something else that has, rubbed some Kenyans the wrong way. Of course, those who are in support of this venture. So yesterday, the president deployed a plane that went to Somalia to deliver some foodstuff. I'm sure we're all aware of the recent crisis Somalia had. There were two double car bombings in Mogadishu that led to the deaths of at least 100 people in Somalia, and other crises that's happening in the country. So Kenya yesterday sent out a plane load full of food to Somalia, and some guys are complaining about this, because of the dire situation that Kenyans themselves are in right now. Just 3 weeks ago, the deputy president, Rigathi Gachagua, had mentioned that 4.2 million Kenyans are facing, acute food insecurity. We had 2.4 million livestock that have died because of the drought that's ongoing. 24 counties are affected by drought. That's, more than half of the counties that we have in this country. And, of course, relief food has been sent off to some of these counties. But, guys, we're just wondering, we have our own problems right here in Kenya, and for us to take the food and send it elsewhere does not really, match up to what you're saying with the crisis that's happening in the country here. And of course, others have come out in support of this, saying that it's good for the diplomatic ties between Kenya and Somalia as well. So it's a very 50-50 situation, but you have many Kenyans not quite understanding what exactly is happening. You can't give what you don't have.
Right. Let's just move to some entertainment stories. Of course, gospel musician Daddy Owen, there's a story that came out the other day that he's looking for a dark-skinned Kenyeji girl to marry. Tell us about that. How did Kenyans react on social media?
I think it's safe to say I don't, qualify to what Daddy Owen is looking for, but he was very specific. Daddy Owen is recently divorced with his ex-wife Farida Werimo, a divorce that said led him into depression, and he's talked about his mother now pushing him to get into marriage, and us saying that he's probably very lonely, pushing him to find someone to marry. And yesterday he came out saying that these are the qualifications that I'm looking for. Yes, I'm ready to marry again, but a woman has to tick several boxes. Some of those boxes are, he wants a prayerful woman. She has to be from the village. She has to be in her late 20s or early 30s. She has to have finished high school at least. And yes, so those are some of the qualifications. And, I think some of the banter on social media was, on just Nairobi and the type of relationships that there are in Nairobi or situationships. We have songs being sung around this. Yes, and those who've been asked, if you're dark-skinned, shoot your shot. And there are others who've come out to give him advice on love. It's more than just about complexion, just about education and the location that someone is from. There's more to it than, just these specific boxes that he's looking to have ticked. So some guys have told him to, take some time as well and keep healing. Others have told him that he needs to look into other things. There's behavior, there's other traumas that come in. It doesn't necessarily have to do with what a person looks like or their level of education.
Right, of course, just interesting perspectives there. But also this weekend, Choma na Ngoma Festival is back.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes. We have a huge entertainment event, huge weekend on the entertainment front rather. Choma na Ngoma Grill with the beat, so to speak. The festival is back. This is one of the biggest entertainment events that we'll be having since the pandemic, and this will be happening on Saturday, that's tomorrow, at Carnival Grounds. This is one of Kenya's biggest music extravaganzas that will be happening, and there'll be homegrown artists. The focus is on Kenyan artists solely, and some of the guys that we'll be having at the event, some of the performances and artists that we'll be expecting are from Calligraph Jones, Sanaipei Tande, Hat the Band, Nadia Mokami, Major, X-Ray, Saru, Mbuzi Gang, Nyashinsky will be headlining this as well, so you can tell the kind of mix of music that will be there. And then we also have, Radio Maisha crew will be there as well. And the event is going to be basically more than a 12-hour non-stop, musical event. And of course, there'll be Nyamachoma has to be there, just as the name suggests. So as guys are saying on social media, kukosa ni makosa, make sure you, make your way down to Carnival to enjoy this Choma na Ngoma festival.
Of course, sounds very, very exciting for the weekend. Just to wrap up, let's talk about sports. Formula One is taking a break. Just tell us about that.
Yes, so Formula One will be taking a break this weekend. Of course, we'll be back on the 13th of November in Brazil. That's when the Brazilian Grand Prix will be happening. Just to highlight on Formula One, is even as it takes a break, we have, our top 5 drivers: Max Verstappen, Sergio Perez of Red Bull, and then third comes in Charles Leclerc of Ferrari, and Russell and Hamilton of Mercedes will be, expecting to see what happens in the race in Brazil. That's next weekend on Sunday. And then on EPL as well, we have 5 games on Saturday, 5 games on Sunday. Some of the big games just to highlight. Tomorrow we'll be having Man City versus Fulham at 6 p.m. Everton versus Leicester City at 8:30 p.m. And on Sunday we have Chelsea versus Arsenal at 3 p.m. and Aston Villa versus Man U at 5 p.m. And another major game will be Tottenham versus Liverpool. That is at 7:30 p.m. on Sunday. And just to look at the EPL table, we have Arsenal at the top, followed by Man City, Tottenham, and then Newcastle. Manchester United comes in at 5th, and Chelsea comes in at 6th. So there's a lot of sports to look forward to this weekend, even as Formula One takes a rest.
Right, of course, Asha Fox there. Thank you so much for just giving us an update on what's trending in the country for the last